What is up, guys? Toss here. Welcome back to another video. So it was a pretty wild day in the markets today. We had the S&P 500 up 0.1%. The Dow Jones went up 0.9%. The Nasdaq 100 went down 0.9%. And we had the Russell up 0.6%. So all over the place today. And I want to break down the technicals in this video. Go over 5 stocks to buy now. And on top of that, I want to share with you guys stocks I own right now. So make sure to go down below, hit the like button, subscribe. Also, get yourself into that Strive Smart Discord chat, the Facebook group. Get 2 stocks from WeBull valued up to $1,600. And you guys could check out my Patreon for buy and sell alerts, call outs, morning update videos, and more one-on-one access to me throughout the day. That's on Patreon, and all of those are linked right down below. So let's talk, guys. Today again was a pretty mixed bag all across the board. Tech got slammed. We'll talk about that in a second. But the S&P on the flip side ended up pretty much continuing the uptrend. You guys can see here on the 5-day, 5-minute, we can see clearly 39.15 held today. We actually pretty much triple bottomed at that point. If you go on the intraday chart, you guys can see we triple bottomed right at 39.15. And this goes back to what I've been saying. How long have I been saying 39.15 is a big level? I've been saying that a bunch here on the YouTube channel. And today proves it. And today's triple bottom at that point, and the fact that we ripped up and we broke 39.30, which was another big level I was talking about here on the YouTube channel. These are all signs that the uptrend's continuing. And look, we ended up closing a little bit under the all-time high we hit yesterday. Yesterday we hit 39.60. If you guys don't remember that, that is a fresh all-time high on the S&P 500. And we closed at 39.45. So for Monday, next week in general, I mean, to see what this trend's going to do, we're going to have to watch and see what we do at this all-time high resistance, and anywhere between 39.50, 39.60, that's the resistance I'm looking at. And of course, if we break that, I've seen a lot of people say 4,000 S&P, and you guys know I've been saying that as well for a while at this point. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we went to 4,000, 4,050 before seeing another big pullback. I think that is what could be setting up here. And again, we'll see Monday what happens, whether or not we break out of this. We struggle at 39.60. Maybe we go down from there. You know, that could also happen. Maybe we get lower 3900s. Let's see what happens, guys. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. And when it comes to the tech index, the Nasdaq 100, guys, it was a bloodbath. It was, I mean, not a bloodbath. Let me not exaggerate it. I mean, we've seen much worse. Trust me, guys, much worse. But we ended up going down almost 1%. And the yield, the 10-year yield today, was pretty shocking how much this thing went up. It went up over 7% today, and it closed at 1.635%. And I believe it was yesterday or maybe the day before where this yield was literally at 1.49. So it moved very quickly. You know, tech ended up selling off because of this initial move of moving up quickly, right? And then as the 10 years slowly lost some steam in the past couple of days up until today, that is when tech started rebounding. And we saw, again, the big move in the yield again after cooling off, and we're seeing tech drop again. So you guys follow? I mean, it seems like tech goes down when the yield goes up, but then again, when we're looking at this chart, it is still uptrending. I mean, on this 5-day, 5-minute, it's pretty clear. We ended up holding a higher low today, so we'll see. I mean, as things are settling down, I mean, let's see if the yield settles at about 1.55, maybe 1.6, and then maybe we could still creep up in these tech names. I mean, that could be possible. But if we see a sudden spike in the yield again, 1.7, 1.75, if it gets to that point, I mean, I don't know if it will, but if it spikes next week into that level, then we might see a further sell-off in the Nasdaq. But if things settle down where they are now, who knows? I mean, we might see a pop in the Nasdaq. That's if the yield settles down where it is now. So what are your thoughts on that? Let me know down below. And a key point of resistance, I mean, other than the high from yesterday, is going to be 12,980, right around 13,000. So if we break that point, hey, we might see a rally on the Nasdaq 100 here on the 5-day, 5-minute. And yeah, on the 4-hour, we're right at a big point as well, the 180 and the 50 SMA. And that would have to break, and then we might see mid-13s. What do you guys think about that on the Nasdaq 100? I would love to know as always. And again, today was a pretty freaking crazy day. Uptrends on the 5-day, 5-minute charts look pretty solid on the Nasdaq and the S&P. But when you pull back on the 4-hour, the Nasdaq still looks like it could be a bull trap. But the S&P doesn't. I mean, the S&P is bullish, but then again, that is because the tech stocks have been hit and the Nasdaq is tech heavy. So what do you think? Let me know down below in the comments. Make sure to smash that like button. Let's try to get at least 300 likes. Come on, guys. Just hit that like button. I would really appreciate that. And let's quickly talk about stocks I hold. I mean, I feel like I haven't done anything. I've just been riding up this wave because I was buying some stocks last week. You guys remember that. And I feel like the markets ran so much this week, I don't want to buy into this rally quite yet because I already was buying. And now I want to see, okay, is this a bull trap? Are we going to run a little bit more? Maybe I'll trim profits. Then we see a sell-off in the market where I could get back in. So I'm playing it safe a little bit here, and I'm still holding on to what I've been holding on, right? Tesla is my one pretty decent big size swing position, right? I've been adding that one. Tesla didn't do much today. It pretty much closed at break even, under $700 still. You guys know, as long as we're under 700, that's a pretty big resistance. I think we're going to rip out of that, though. Ultimately, I'm seeing an inverse head and shoulder forming here. We kind of discussed this yesterday, I believe. You guys can see left shoulder right here, head right here. You guys can see that. And then the right shoulder is probably going to find itself consolidating a bit between 660 and 700. We'll probably break out of 700, go 750, and that is where the right shoulder will probably start to complete. And where it would fully complete is where we would probably go from 740 to 800. That is where the right shoulder would fully complete. So, I mean, that is my price target on Tesla ultimately for me to dump my shares. I believe right around $800 for my swing. That is what I'm looking at. So I'm willing to be patient until then. And if this inverse head and shoulder pattern collapses, I mean, I'll probably end up buying into the dip. We'll see how that ends up going down. So Tesla, I'm in that one. You guys know Tattooed Chef, I'm in this one. And Tattooed Chef did well today, up 2.8%. And I did a video that's coming out tomorrow, and you guys, I don't know if you've heard about this, but Jeremy and Meet Kevin, they've been going at it like a fake. It's not a real beef. It's a fake beef. You know, there's obviously love between those guys, but you know, they've been going at it because Meet Kevin sold Tattooed Chef. Jeremy's long. He's been buying. So I made a video going over their arguments, my opinion. That's coming out tomorrow at about, it's 12 p.m. Eastern Standard. It's coming out. So make sure to watch out for that video. But overall, I'm bullish Tattooed Chef. I'm still in the stock. And I recently bought more yesterday in my long-term portfolio, and it went up 3% today, so I'm happy about that. Tattooed Chef went up 60 cents, and this is something I was looking at, and you guys can see this. You can see it clearly here on the 5-day. Actually, no, on the hourly chart. The inverse head and shoulder that's forming, it is clear as day. Left shoulder, the head, the right shoulder right here. I'm thinking if overall we could break 22, Tattooed Chef, the right shoulder would complete near $25. So I think this is getting ready to rip. It might not. It could still dump. Who knows? But it's getting ready to rip by the looks of it. And we'll see if that ends up holding or if that ends up changing, right? So that is Tattooed Chef. I'm still in that one. SLV, still in that. Nothing much to talk about there. Charge Point ended up getting slammed today, down 8.5%. I'm still holding on to my position. NEO, same thing there. It's slowly breaking out of these moving averages, but overall it's still under $47, which is a big resistance that I've been talking about a lot here on the YouTube channel. So watch out for 47 NEO. If that breaks, I think 50, 53 is coming on the stock. And Workhorse, I'm still in which I don't even know, guys. I feel like I should just dump this stock at this point. You guys know I made money on this, and I'm just holding on to the very little piece of the position that I didn't lock in profits on. And I'm just holding on to it because I feel like I don't need the money. I might as well just ride the wave out. And we had a big short report come out today on Ride, Lordstown Motors, which is from Hindenburg, and I'm not going to dive into that rabbit hole today, but you should go read that. I'm definitely going to take another look at it, a deeper look at it. But yeah, Ride, Lordstown Motors, and you guys should know at this point, Workhorse owns 15 or 10% of them. Ride went down almost 20% today, so be aware of that. Understand the short report is out. A short report is out. And let me know your thoughts about that while you're at it. I mean, let me know your thoughts on Lordstown, the short report, down below in the comments. And look at the volume. Look at the spike in volume today. Unbelievable. Big drop. We hit a lower low in the stock and hit 1360. So this is a pretty low price for Lordstown. And, I mean, you could argue, and I'm not going into the short report, like I said, I'm not going into it now, but you could argue that if this is, and obviously we don't fully know yet, but if this short report is BS, I mean, it's not for real, you know, if it's kind of fluff, this could be an amazing buy point for Lordstown, but we don't know yet. You know, that would be a massive risk if we bought in today. That'd be a risk you have to take. That, hey, it might be legitimate, it might not be. So you have to understand when you're looking at something like this and a big short report comes out. So watch out for that, guys. I'm in Workhorse, like I said. And let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, as always. And if you guys want my real-time buy and sell alerts, call-outs, more access to me throughout the day, and if you want multiple videos per day on Patreon, it's on Patreon, linked right down below. I'm doing a morning video there, and I have videos throughout the day sporadically. So follow that if you guys want to, link down below. And now let's get into these 5 stocks very quickly. I don't want to hold you guys too long. It is Friday. But yeah, let's just bang these stocks out. Number 1, and I called this out yesterday. Did we not call it out, guys? Snapchat, SNAP. And I was talking about $59.50 and $60.50. That general area was big resistance. And look what happened today. It went up 5%. Went up over $3, and we broke 61, and we went up to almost $63 per share. And I think this move is just getting started. I think if we fill up to $65, that's the next big gap right now. That's about another, let's take a look at how much upside that is. About 4%. If we break 65, maybe go to 68, that's another what? 4%, 4.5%. So there's a lot of upside, and it could go to 73, which would be about 10% upside from $65. So Snapchat, I like the way it broke out today. I like how it went up when a lot of the tech stocks did not do well. That's a pretty good sign of strength. And I wonder if there's a catalyst. Am I missing a catalyst here? I wonder why this thing shot up, because I was looking at it before. The intraday chart, you can see it squeezed up. This move was really just in power hour. It went from $60 to almost 65. Wow. So that was a big squeeze. I wonder why. I mean, am I missing something, guys? Shoot me a comment down below if I am, as always. Please feel free to shoot me a comment. But Snapchat's looking good, even though it ran up a lot today, and later in the day it ran up. A lot of that move was later in the day. I still think there's more upside. Nvidia is another one I'm watching here, guys. Nvidia. This didn't do well today. It went down 1%. Not too bad, but obviously still a red day, right? And we're right around. Did we close above it? Yeah, we did. We closed right above 510, and you guys know 510 has been a huge level I've been watching on Nvidia because it held that support from November all through November and into February, guys. So that was a big support, 510. We held it once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times, 7, 8 times. Unbelievable. And now we're finally peaking above that, which, again, it was a support, but once you break a support, it becomes resistance. So we're now peaking above that resistance. We closed at 514 today, so I think this could be the start of Nvidia making its way back to the 530s, mid 530s, maybe even 550. I mean, a big resistance I'm seeing is 550, and you guys can see the last couple of times we've been in this, in this channel, we've gone from 510 to 550 to 510 to 550. That was a pretty predictable move here from November to February. So watch out for that here on Nvidia. Ulta is another one I'm watching. ULTA, they're down. Finally, they're dropping. I mean, this stock was very overheated. It was at 360. Now it's at 318. It is down about 15%. Today it went down another 8%, so that's good. Kicking out some weak hands. I'm all about that. And you guys can see we're right around the 180 SMA here on this 4-hour chart. And the uptrend, if it continues, technically speaking, it is going to have to hold this point. So anywhere from 300 to 310, 315, this could be an accumulation spot for Ulta. And if you're looking at their earnings from a brief glance, they did EPS of $3.41 versus $2.35 estimated. And they ended up doing revenue of $2.2 billion versus $2.08 billion estimated. So they beat EPS, beat revenue. And if you're looking at some of these analysts, there's a lot of there's a lot of analysts on this one. We have a buy rating from Goldman Sachs. We have Deutsche Bank. We have a buy rating. They increased the price target. Did Goldman? Yeah, Goldman increased the price target. We have Davidson. They adjusted the price target, made it a buy rating. So we have a bunch of, adjustments here, buy ratings, increases in price target. So I like this, and you could argue this still has some juice as a reopening play. And if it were to get down to the mid 250s somehow, low 200s, that would be amazing. That'd be an even better spot, obviously. More bang for your buck as a reopening play. But even here in the low 300s, I think that's pretty decent, honestly. I think if this uptrend holds, we could end up getting some short-term action. And guys, mind you, all-time high on Ulta is 370. So low 300s, we're still about what? How much off of the highs here? About 15% off of the all-time highs. So it's not the best bargain. Obviously, it's not as good as it was. High 100s, low 200s, but still, it's down about 15-20% from the all-time high. And again, mid 200s, that'd be even better, but we'll see if it gets down there. And as of now, it's holding the uptrend, so we'll be able to see if we can get a move off of this high or low, and that's kind of what I'm looking for. And a tech stock here that I love, I've mentioned to you guys, this is one of my favorite stocks at the moment, if not the favorite stock, my favorite stock, it's Google. And this is my biggest stock in my M1 Finance portfolio. If you guys don't know, I have this portfolio that I made strictly for the YouTube channel. I started it back in July of 2019 from $0. I literally started at zero, deposited $100, and now we're sitting at about 13,000. I have to do another update, but now it's at, I think, 13,000, and I've documented that whole experience from $0 a little bit. Well, at this point, it's a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago, guys, and I wanted to show you all that you can start a portfolio with a small amount of money. You don't need to be rich. You don't need to be rich to start a portfolio. You can take the slow, steady, and easy way, or not the easy way, but the slow way, not to get rich quick. You can do it with a small amount of money too. That's kind of what I'm showcasing in that portfolio. So enough with trying to make you guys go watch the stuff. But yeah, go check it out if you guys are interested. And Google is the biggest position in that portfolio. It's about 10% of my portfolio in there. And now I have 15 holdings in that portfolio. And I like this even as a swing. I think if we could get down low 2000s, I think ultimately that is probably where we will end up getting to, especially if we see a little bit of a tech sell-off on Monday. If we get low 2000s and this thing kisses the 180 SMA right around 1990, 1985, I think that could be a nice play for back up to 2100. That's kind of what I'm banking on here for Google. As long as it could hold this wedge, this uptrend that we're seeing in this tight wedge forming, I think this could be a good play. So Google is good from 2000, even here 2050 could be an opportunity up to about 2100. And if it breaks 2100, I'm thinking 2150, 2200 even, all-time highs could be right around the corner. And when you're looking at tech stocks, I mean, obviously the more speculative ones got hit very hard. The ones that have more cash, growth, earnings right now, those aren't doing as bad. Google's in that category, and it's holding up very well. It's only down not even 4% from all-time highs. So, guys, that is incredible. That's not why I love Google. I love Google because of YouTube and the search engine, and of course everything else, AI, everything that's going on. And I love the way it can hold up as well. I'm not going to lie. I like that as well. That gives me confidence in making it my biggest position in that account. So, yeah, that's Google, GOOG. Airbnb is another one that I'm looking at. Last stock for the day today, guys. And this is one on the 4-hour. I'm not going to lie, it's a pretty interesting chart. We have a head and shoulder, left shoulder, head right here, right shoulder right here. And then we're slowly peaking out of a downtrend at the same time. And we're about to test the neckline as well. So a lot's going on here. The neckline is right around 210, 211. That is where the right shoulder peaked out at, and the left shoulder, making it the neckline. The head peaked at about 220. We'll get into that in a second. So I'm thinking if we peak out of this downtrend, which we're already doing, it's likely that we're going to fill the gap up to the neckline right around 211, 212, and we're trading at 206 now. So if Airbnb went to 212 next week, I would not be surprised, or 211 or 210, I would not be surprised. And then if we take out the neckline, that invalidates the head and shoulder. The head and shoulder gets thrown out the window at that point, and then we'll probably fill the gap to 220. And then maybe if the markets go super crazy mode, I mean, that could happen. We might go all-time highs on Airbnb. I would not be surprised if that happened, guys. And overall, the trend is up. So we have an uptrend, right? We do have a head and shoulder, but we're slowly peaking out of the downtrend within the head and shoulder, and we're about to test the neckline. It's really, the neckline's the biggest key. If we break that neckline, we're going to take off 220. If we break 220, it's blast off time. So, yeah, 210 to 220, that's 3% upside. Not too crazy, but if 220 breaks, it could go 225, 230, I think. So that's about 6 to 10% upside. So watch out for Airbnb. I think there is some juice left in this, but then again, it could sell off if we fail at 210. We could very well be back to 190, and that could also be a decent dip. So overall, guys, I'm watching Snapchat, Nvidia, Ulta, Google, and Airbnb. Those are the top 5 for today. I mean, and obviously for next week, Monday, Tuesday. And if you guys have not subscribed to the channel, make sure to do so, because on Saturday and, well, Sunday and tomorrow, Saturday, I'm making that, or I already made it. It's coming out, the Meet Kevin versus Jeremy video. Watch out for that on Saturday. But on Sunday, I'm making a video where I go over all the stocks I'm watching for the upcoming week. I try not to overlap stocks with what I talk about on Friday. Maybe I will, 1 or 2 stocks, but make sure to subscribe, because we're going to talk a lot more about the stocks. And make sure to shoot me a comment if you want me to mention any stocks in the upcoming video. I'll go over them, and maybe I'll include them in the video. So drop a comment. Make sure to hit the like button. Don't forget to also get 2 stocks from WeBull. Those are valued up to $1,600. All you have to do is deposit $100 using my link, and we each get 2 stocks valued up to $1,600. And you could also, if you want, check out my Patreon if you want buy and sell alerts, call outs, real time. And if you want morning update videos and sporadic videos throughout the day, that's on Patreon. And you get more one-on-one access with me on that platform through the DM. We talk in the comment section. We're building a little community on there, which is awesome. So make sure to go check that out. And yeah, I'll catch you all in the next video. Thanks for watching. As always, keep crushing the markets, guys. Stay safe out there. Peace out.